fundamental purpose of Icon Man is to positively change the global dialogue surrounding Black men. And as we approach this award season, it was very important to really introduce a conversation that was about how do we move forward, where are we? So without further ado, I'd like to bring up Mr. David White, the National Executive Director of SAG-AFTRA.
Let's begin with the big role of the moment, Martin Luther King, Dr. Martin Luther King and Selma. This is a drama about a particular moment in the civil rights movement and in the life of Dr. Martin Luther King and really the life of the nation. Talk to us a little bit about the responsibility or the weight, if any, that you feel when you are attempting to bring a historical figure like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. to life on the big screen.
I do think that the blessing I had in approaching him is the way that one has to approach these historical roles with, which is who are they as a human being? If you are projecting an unreachable, untouchable individual that you can almost reduce because they are so canonized, then you're not doing what a film is supposed to do, which is to be revelatory and compelling in a way that affects my life right now as I'm watching it.
Dr. King or Nelson Mandela or all of those particular people, they're all human beings with feelings and additions and flaws. So if we can play their humanity, everybody can identify, and we've done our job. Do you agree?
The difficulty for us is we are constantly feeling like we have to break new ground because the audience is being presented with something that is not what the norm. But if there was a constant stream of roles and films and just images, representation that was evocative of the world we actually live in, there wouldn't be a conversation about diversity every time a film like 12 Years a Slave or Selma comes along.
Blair, let's go to when you first started. The role in LA Law, you were considered by some to the role was considered an aggressive attorney, someone who...
Angry black man.
Yeah. Well said.
Go on and say it. Go on and say it.
Did you feel like that? Did you care? Was that important to you?
I did not care. No, because I was aware of that, yes, but he was very intelligent and he was very bright. So I very much like the idea of this young, because I was 21 years old when I started, this young upstart of a kid who was bright and brilliant and brash. And that to me was a powerful statement to make.
I remember watching that in the UK and thinking there is a good-looking, intelligent person who knows his mind in a context that I hadn't seen before. And he was reflective, not of anger, or that's not what I just thought, that's a guy who I aspire to be like.
Robi, you did the casting for Malcolm X. The responsibility to get it right, how big was that?
It was a great responsibility and great pressure that we felt, I think, just from the family and from people that knew Malcolm X and the other people around him, and just even to ourselves, to not cheat that, but to make sure that in every role, you know, from his wife to Betty Shabazz, I mean, great thought and consideration went into that, because once you put something on screen, that's where it lives forever.
What do you feel are the keys to ensuring longevity within this industry?
Be diverse. If you make yourself famous doing one part, then do something else. Because longevity is diversity and all kinds of characters to prove who you really are. You go from a fiddler to a Marine to an alien to a lawyer and prove it time in, and I think that's longevity.
This idea of seizing upon your own power, very powerful.
To me, excellence is the greatest weapon against prejudice. You break down people's resistance to who you are by being excellent.
Both for yourself and for your colleagues and your peers, are you seeing a wider range of roles that come across the desk for you as a black actor?
I think we're in a space where it's encouraging. primarily because there's so much product out there. There are so many different platforms. It's not just ABC's on television, ABC, CBS, NBC, Fox. You know, there's Hulu, there's Amazon.com, there's Netflix. So as a producer of content and as talent within the content, there are many more places to sell your product, which means there are many more places to work as an actor.
And what is your sense of this concept of race-neutral casting, a race-neutral project?
In terms of race neutral, there is diversity that goes into that thought process too, and really presenting, you know, a slice of what the world is, what the world really looks like. You know, race plays a big part of informing, you know, what our perspective of the human existence is, but it's not the only one.
Don't worry about what you don't get in this industry. Earn it. We have the rights to be who we are, and there's nothing to be ashamed of. So for your generation, we belong together on this world, all of us.
There is a brotherhood. That's what Icon Man represents. I am one of many. I stand on the shoulders of many, and I'm hoping millions will stand on my shoulders. I don't see myself as better than, lesser than. I'm just here to work and tell the truth. And I truly believe the change will come, the difference will be made when there is a brotherhood, a sisterhood, black, white, all of it. If Meryl Streep can play Margaret Thatcher, I can play Dr. King.